let's start with a very basic question. Can you maybe tell us what specifically is your job at the school?
So I'm director of research. This means that I'm there to first coordinate the PhD program, and I'm also trying to put in place all kinds of support mechanisms for research at the Solvay Brussels School.
Can you tell us how important is research in a school such as Solvay Brussels School?
It's actually essential because research is important to make sure faculty members are up to date with the latest development in their fields, but it also then so that they also are able to integrate new innovations elsewhere into the course material, so that the students get the latest material too. In that sense, research contributes to the development of new knowledge in the world of the field, but also to our course curriculum.
Can you tell us what the actuality is in research at the school?
Well, several things. I mean, we have, for instance, one of our faculty members just recently won a prestigious award from the European Research Council. So that's and this makes us the only university in Belgium that has received 2 grants from the European Research Council. So that I think it's worth celebrating. But we also have, like, for instance, another researcher currently is doing work on nowcasting. This is the ability to predict the present, and it's very useful for central banks. And actually, their recent work is being integrated in the briefings of the central banks in the United States and in Europe. So I think this is also worth celebrating.
One of the key words that's mentioned a lot around the school is the word excellence. Can you tell us maybe what this word means in terms of research at the school?
So excellence for research means being top of your class, basically, being able to do more than just summarizing existing knowledge, but just pushing the frontier of knowledge in your specific field. And your specific field might be in economics or in management. Doesn't need to be, we don't need to define it very narrowly. It's just pushing the frontier wherever you feel to whatever field you want to contribute to.
Why is the school so highly praised for its excellence in terms of education?
I think it's for 2 reasons. It's a combination of both a very tough, demanding curriculum taught by professors who are really devoted and have a passion for teaching what they care about. So that's on the one hand. Second hand, it's also great, like an excellent student body. I must say that the Solvay Brussels Schools really attracts high-quality students, and it's really the end result is more than just the sum of the 2. I think we're really getting an excellent output in terms of the qualification of the students that get out of the Solvay Brussels School. And just to give an example, for instance, our students are just so innovative and energetic that they contribute by the kind of service, the complementary service they give to the student community to increasing the quality of the teaching. I mean, they're providing course materials, but they also providing other, they're organizing the job fair for students. They also, up to the point that they also created this the summer school, and that's the students who introduced this, and I think it's great, great innovation for our curriculum as a Solvay, great for our offering as a Solvay Brussels School.
Are you yourself teaching to the students?
I will be. Yes, I am. So I teaching. Until recently, I was teaching just for the doctoral students, and for the first time this year, I'm teaching the master's students.
How does your activity as into research and your activity as a teacher, as faculty, how do they mix?
Interact? I think that in 2 ways. First, my own research motivates some of the material I teach in the classroom, but also just teaching the material can sometimes gives some new ideas for research, and certainly having to teach and justify and interact with the students. Sometimes students ask, what may appear at first as naive questions, but they're actually much deeper questions than one could think of, on the first pass, and they can yield new questions for research. I also enjoy interacting with students when, for instance, supervising undergraduate thesis, because that's also a combination between teaching and research. It's the first attempt or first trial at doing research for these students.
Can you tell us how does the school maintain these standards in excellence for research?
I think in two ways. First, what is key is to hire talent, to be able to hire good professors who are good at doing research. And so we're trying to be very active in the labor market to identify these talents and try to attract them, because that's important, try to attract them to the Solvay Brussels schools. And I think once they're here, we need to integrate them and make sure they're in the best conditions to do quality research. And so that's my job as director of research. So I'm trying to put in place mechanism to help them apply for grants, so they have the financial means to pursue their research, but also just to make sure that they have the proper conditions to do their own research. And then we have the research centers that also where the professors, faculty members interact, and where new ideas can be generated just through the interactions among faculty members. So that's the research centers in that sense are very important to support our research environment at the Solvay Brussels School.
I hope it's not a trick question, but how many researchers do we have?
We have about 50 full-time faculty members. But then we draw on many other, part-time faculty members, so faculty members who are actually active in the business life or as policymakers, and they actually bring some ideas from practice to the classroom, but also they can also interact with our full-time faculty members and bring some ideas, new ideas there too.
And we're talking about research centers. I think we have several.
Yes, we have several, but we have 3 big research centers. One is in that centers in management. It's the Centre Émile Bernheim. We also have 2 in economics, the Dulbea, which is more applied, the research center in applied economics, and then we have ECARES, which is a research center that combines economics and statistics.
And how does the school maintain such a standard of excellence in faculty?
I think the school is a miracle, frankly. So when we have to realize that the Solvay Brussels School is part of a publicly funded university. And so being part of the university brings a lot of advantages. For instance, the ability to draw on mathematicians and physics professors elsewhere for our curriculum. But the fact that we're part of a publicly funded university brings also some constraints, right? And the Solvay Brussels School, I think, is a miracle because it's really, I think, because it's able to achieve so much with so little, in some ways. And I think that's mainly thanks to the fact that we have a strong student community, we have a strong alumni base, we have also a strong faculty, and we all have this sense that we're part of the same boat. And without this wouldn't be possible. And in some ways, there are other places that have maybe more financial means than we do, but they are able to achieve less than we do. And I think we should be grateful that we have this strong culture. And maybe not everyone is part of this culture, but most of these students, alumni, faculty members feel that they're in the same boat and that they need to make some effort to bring the school to the level it should be.